Thanks for watching AccuWeather Ahead. We are following heavy rainfall and deadly flooding across the central mid-Atlantic, and the American Red Cross is on the ground in Kentucky and other states providing help and relief to those in need.
The AccuWeather Early team spoke with national spokesperson Jonathan McNamara about response efforts that are currently underway. This time tomorrow, and you have the snow, especially. Taking a look at radar, we have seen earlier just a little bit of snow coming out front of the main storm that's really fizzled out, but you can see what is on the way. It's the storm Melissa was talking about. And let's break down the timeline, because mute hours, as we work our way towards Thursday, that's when this kind of works its way up the East Coast, bringing not as significant snow. Here's your snow map. The heaviest snowfall right around Richmond throughout parts of Virginia, 6 to 12 inches of snow overall. More of us are in the 3 to 6 inch range, but let's break down some of the bigger cities. The exact AccuWeather forecast here. New York and Philly, just a coating to an inch. This is not a big impact storm for you guys. DC, 1 to 2 inches. Richmond, you're getting 4 to 8, and Raleigh, 1 to 2 inches total. But the ice, that is almost the bigger concern here, really, for much of North Carolina, parts of South Carolina into Greenville there, and the heavier ice accumulation up to a 1/4 inch.
Wet could certainly refreeze and lead to some bigger challenges here as we watch this storm system take its precipitation out. So whether it falls in the form of rain, freezing rain, or
and coming pretty late in the winter, so see how people are feeling about that, but this storm's going to work its way east.
Of course, thanks again for joining us as we continue through Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? It is Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
That is the day.
It feels like a Monday. It's okay. Tuesdays are tougher than Mondays.
Right there. I use this reminder a lot. I'm like, I don't know what day it is, but it tells me right there.
Yeah. There you go.
In case I forgot.
Sneaky little trick there. Well, we're going to take you to Atlanta, Georgia, where...
And that's not even your AccuWeather real field temperature. Here's a look at what to expect AccuWeather real field temperature-wise for tomorrow morning. Now, I do want to point out, everyone, shaded in a color on this map, it is going to be cold. But if you are in a shade of purple, so really from Dallas all the way up to Bismarck, we're talking about AccuWeather real field temperatures below 0. And as we get towards the shade that Bismarck is in, this shade of purple here, that's 30 to 40 below 0 for that real field. It can happen to exposed skin within 15 minutes. So limit time outside, make sure you're dressed appropriately. But then we go to the bitterly cold category here. 8 minutes. That's all it takes for exposed skin to be exposed to frostbite. So you need the gloves, you need the hat, the scarf, the coat, everything to be outside. And then we get into the dangerous cold category. This is 25 to 43 below 0 for those real field temperatures. 2 minutes is all it takes for exposed skin to be at risk of frostbite. And that's not even talking about hypothermia. That, of course, is a risk for all of these categories as well. So make sure that you are limiting time outside as much as possible and dressing appropriately the next couple of days. The good news, there's an end in sight. Coming as early as Friday, take a look at your low temperatures. These are your air temperatures, not your AccuWeather real field temperatures. Fargo, for example, Wednesday, we're 15 below 0. Thursday, we're at 0. Then we get to Friday, we're at 14. Still cold, but we'll take what we can get, right? We head a little bit further east. Let's take a look at Green Bay, for example. 8 degrees Wednesday. We drop to 3 below Thursday, a low of 13 come Friday. It's some improvement here. Chicago, you're in the single digits Wednesday and Thursday. We get to the teens by Friday. Now let's talk about your high temperatures. Fargo, single digits Wednesday.
Snowy, the scenes there continuing. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Melissa Constanzer.
And I'm Anna Azallion, and we have more snow actively falling for some of us, on the way for others.
Yeah, there is going to be a shovelable snow across the mid-Atlantic again. So if you're in places like Virginia, for example, you don't want to pack anything away just yet.
No, you do not. Taking a look at current radar and satellite, there's the storm right in the center of the map.
Yep, the blue covering the map from Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and this is going to keep slinging its way on eastward, including ice threat that's moving through right now, and that's tonight's top story. We've been tracking a very powerful storm with some of the heaviest snows this season for a few folks, and it's going to bring wintry travel, as you'd expect, plunging temperatures behind it to a large part of the central, even the eastern U.S. this week.
Meantime, along the East Coast, we're also tracking bitter cold.
That's why you have the minor delays for the morning commute, but really it's going to be in the afternoon hours where that snow can be building up, accumulating, and creating some problems. So probably an easier work from home day if you're still able to around that area. Many of the big East Coast cities is still good. Chicago, it's only a flurry for you as this storm works its way eastward. It does produce, though, that snow ice threat here across so much of the mid-Atlantic, including places like Raleigh with major delays and Nashville with major delays through the morning. As we look at the western U.S., it's a little bit of a wetter pattern for your Wednesday. We got this low pressure system trying to trek its way towards the Canadian-U.S. border, and while it does that, it brings some windy times to the coast of Oregon and Washington, but also some more rainfall. It's a fairly warm system, by the way. The cold air is still bottled up over the central U.S., where Helena holds on to 18 degrees. But once you get into the Rockies and farther off towards the west, you find those numbers are quite a bit milder. 52 for the high in Portland, 52 in Medford. Your Wednesday certainly a little wet, not nearly as wet though through California. San Francisco, some extra clouds, but we should manage to squeeze in a largely dry day here. As a storm system brings some more moisture through the interior Mountain West, that's where we have those higher elevation snow showers. We'll be able to squeeze out a little bit more of the precipitation, but there's not much left with the storm system. So we'll watch most of the moisture push its way into the I-5 corridor as we head throughout Wednesday morning and into the afternoon hours. It starts to move into the Intermountain West and continues to kind of fall apart there as it loses access to that Pacific moisture and dries up a little bit more as it moves east. Then we'll watch more systems work into British Columbia, Canada as we go through the late week. And that's why, at least for your Thursday, a little bit of a break here. Clouds for Portland and for Medford, temperatures there in the 50s. We still see some of those snow showers through the interior Mountain West, but even Salt Lake City, not overly cold at 42 degrees. We could be a lot colder this time of year. As we get into the later part of the week, there will be some more moisture, so we are going to have a series of storm systems working their way into British Columbia, Canada, which is why we'll keep kind of that wet weather pattern here for so many different locations. For Spokane, it means at least some extra clouds, but Saturday and Sunday we could be back in with the rain, temperatures in the 40s.